Hello everybody, we are here in the Dreamer house for their first day in Pleasantview. It is 7:30 in the morning, so Dirk has to go to school very soon. He wants to make out with Lilith, get an A+ report card, earn some money, and find a job. So I actually think before he heads off to school, we're gonna have him go to the computer, find a job, and see if we can fulfill that want, and then maybe he can go to work after school today. Darren, on the other hand, is the visual arts teacher at our local school, so he only works on Wednesdays, so he will stay home and we will spend the day with him. He wants to kiss Cassandra, which she desperately needs since she was just left at the altar by Don Lothario when we played the Goth household. He wants Dirk to get an A+ report card, he wants to reach creativity level 8 and gain a skill point. So I think what we will have him do is actually try to paint a little bit today, because they have all of these bills, as you can see here, that are going to need to be paid. So they need, let's see, 250 intelligence career, no, 260, 321, so they need some money, and they've only got 230 simoleons. Dance career, let's look again and see what else we can find for Dirk. Architecture. I do like architecture for him since he wants to repair objects as his lifetime want. So being a cement mixer level 1 sounds like something that would be useful for him. And he does, today is Monday, and this job works Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I think we're going to take this job for Dirk, and then he will go to work today. Now he does need a mechanical skill point in order to get promoted, which he obviously does not have time to do since the school bus is here. I just heard it. Yes. And there's our carpool driver, David Thompson. So Dirk also wants to get into private school. Maybe we'll work on that, but for now, just head off to school, Dirk. Okay, Darren, what are you doing? Watching TV? No, you cannot watch TV. You are hungry. You don't really have any money to go buy ingredients, so I think that you're just gonna be eating some quick foods. Why don't you, all you have are cookies and chips, because you have, no cooking skill points. So he can have chips, cookies, drinks. What about for breakfast? Instant meals, cold cereal. Alright, well, why don't you let's just have a blueberry smoothie. Let's just get a drink. Liquid meals for you for a while, buddy. Because 230 simoleons, I don't really want to go and spend a bunch of your money on ingredients when you have all these bills. I mean, a smoothie's just gonna have to do, buddy. Smoothie is gonna have to do. I see Abhishek walking by. Now I do love where the Dreamer house is positioned, if we zoom out a little bit. So they are right across the street from, this is Country Chic Boutique. So that's the clothing store. There's the fitness center on the corner over there. There's Woodland Park over there. There's a lot of, all of these Brickfest style buildings over here are community lots. So they can walk, they're pretty much on Main Street. So they can walk to a lot of places, which is good because they definitely don't have the money for a car. So after he finishes his smoothie, blueberry, it looks delicious to be honest. Then I do want him to paint. He does want to kiss Cassandra and their 3 bolters. Now if you remember, he has 1 bolt with Nina Caliente, because when we played the Caliente house, you'll saw he met Nina and then immediately kissed and made out with her. Just in the middle of the bowling alley. They just went right at it. So we'll see if he rolls any wants for Nina while we're playing him. But I did lock in the want to kiss Cassandra when we did their house tour and their behind the scenes video. So he does still want to do that. And his social and fun are low. So why don't we actually call over Cassandra? I don't remember if she works on Mondays or not. So she may actually be at work, but we'll just see. Okay, let's call Cassandra over. Nope, Cassandra's at work until 3 p.m. So, alright, well then let's go upstairs and paint something, because paint portrait of Lilith. Is she here? Why did it say paint portrait of Lilith? Hold on. Oh my goodness, she is here. Lilith just invited herself over and got in the pool. Now, if you remember, Lilith is a rebellious sim and she has a very low grade. I believe she has a D or a D minus. I think she has a D. And so she doesn't like going to school. So I'm not surprised she's skipping school today, but she just invited herself over to the Dreamer. She knows Darren doesn't work on Mondays, so I don't know why she thought that he would just let her skip school and come over here in their pool. Lilith just takes what she wants, I guess. I don't know that Darren would kick her out. I mean, he hasn't noticed that she's here. But she just decided to come over, go for a swim. I guess one of her parents must be home because she has a pool at home and she's not using that one for swimming, so. Maybe if she's still here, when Dirk gets home, they'll have the makeout that he wants to have. But let's just see for now. Darren just needs to do some painting to try to make some money. And he does want to gain, this will fulfill 2 wants. If he gets a point, he'll get a skill point want fulfilled and reach creativity level 8. So that would be a good aspiration boost for him. It's also raising his fun meter. And if he can sell a painting, finish a painting and sell it, that would bring in some money. Although if those bills start to turn yellow or maybe red, I may sell some of their bookshelves to pay for that since they do have so many bookcases in the house. But for now, let's just watch Darren paint. First person painting, I love it. Look at that face with the eyebrow. I'm sure that if I turn the camera around, I'll just see a bunch of nothing, but he obviously sees something in his mind's eye. Let's see. Yeah, see, to me, it still looks like a big bunch of nothing, but he sees what it's going to be. He's a real artist. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Pause, pause, pause. What is going on out here? Uh-oh, I think I can see what's gonna happen. Let's watch. Lilith, that's what you get for trying to pet a skunk. Would you like a welcome wagon to come? Yes, we would. Lilith, you're gonna leave now? Yeah, because you stink. So Lilith stinks, so she's gonna head home. Dirk's gonna be home in about an hour, but then he has to go to work. It looks like Darren got his creativity skill point. So now he wants to reach creativity level 9, talk to Dirk, and play with Dirk. And the welcome wagon is just about here, and his social is low. So I think I'm gonna have him greet whoever comes in the welcome wagon and maybe entertain some guests for a little bit. He's been painting all afternoon. I don't think he even realized that Lilith was here using his pool and getting sprayed by a skunk. Some visitors have arrived to welcome you to the neighborhood. Who is it? John Burb, Brandy Broke, and Melissa Fancy. Alright, well why don't you go greet everybody? Oh, and Dina Caliente. I guess John, Dina, and Brandy came in the welcome wagon, but Melissa Fancy's here also, so we're gonna say hello to her as well. Come greet everybody, Darren. Nope, Melissa's leaving. She's like, see y'all later. John and Brandy must have had the wants to meet new Sims because they both just got some aspiration points. He has 1 bolt with Dina and 2 bolts with Brandy. He's completely in love with Cassandra and has 3 bolts with her, so she is definitely his top choice for romance. Carpool for Dirk will arrive in about an hour. So Dirk's about to get home, so I'm actually going to have Darren, since he wants to play with Dirk and talk with Dirk, I'm actually going to have him talk with him. I'm going to have him talk with him really quickly to both fill that want and to get his social up a little bit. Now Dirk is in Platinum, and that's because he got an A+ report card, which he wanted to do. And now he wants to gain a mechanical skill point, which he needs for his job. Here, talk to your father. Or don't play punch you, punch me. He obviously didn't want to do that. He just wanted to come in and talk to you. And Darren wants to flirt. Of course he does. You did want to play with your son. Are you guys gossiping about Darlene? Darlene is not alive. Don't gossip about her. That's rude. But I guess you guys do have shared experience with her, so... Okay. Well, Dirk, you have to go to work really soon, so why don't you just come use the restroom and then you can catch your carpool. And then... Darren, come into the living room and then why don't you just call everybody into the house. Tell everybody to get off the lawn and just come into the house. You are a little bit hungry again, and you do have guests. Can we serve anything for everybody? Serve lunch. Let's serve some deli meat sandwiches for everybody if they want to eat those. Oh, Brandy is attracted to John Verb. Oh, look at Dirk's outfit. This is his work outfit for this level anyway. I don't know how I feel about that. Not his best look, that's for sure. Alright, Dina and Brandy are here watching, it looks like the cooking channel or the nature channel, I'm not sure. And then John, I think, went out to the back. Or not. Where did John go? Maybe he went upstairs. Oh, there's Amin. Let's greet him. The more Sims we can meet, the better. I love when my neighborhoods, when everybody knows everybody else. And it is almost 3 p.m., so we will invite Cassandra over after she gets off work. Okay, stop serving the sandwiches and come greet Amin. Oh, and Angela's here too. Greet Angela. Greet Angela. Greet Amin. Let's get to know everybody. I mean, Lilith could very well be your daughter-in-law someday. So getting to know her sister and the Pleasant family in general seems like a good idea. Alright, it's after 3 o'clock, so let's call Cassandra and invite her over. And then let's put these on the counter here. Let's call to meal guests so that if they want to eat, they can eat. We're just going to invite Cassandra over, not the entire household. Sounds great, be there in a few. And then let's have him use the restroom and then maybe greet her when she gets here and then he can have a sandwich as well. Don't those sandwiches look delicious? Oh, Dirk got a chance card. The factory receives a huge order of cement from a very prestigious company. The boss tells Dirk that this could be the break that the company needs to bring in more business in the future. Dirk is ordered to make twice the amount of cement he usually makes, so Dirk has a great idea of having 2 mixers going at the same time, cutting his work time in half. As Dirk is pouring ingredients into the mixer, he notices that his shoes are untied. He proceeds to tie them and forgets how much of the ingredients he has already poured in. What should Dirk do? Continue with this batch or restart and make a new batch? Dirk is a perfectionist. That is one of his traits, so I think he's going to restart and make a new batch. He had a great idea, he wanted to cut his work time in half, but he doesn't want to screw things up. Dirk begins to remake the cement batch, and with little material lost, he is able to make up the time and deliver the quota by the end of the day. Dirk is promoted to bricklayer. Awesome. Good job, Dirk. Dirk has been promoted to bricklayer level 2, moved off the factory floor and onto lots where actual homes are being built, doing your small part to help erect structures, both residential and commercial. Laying bricks and spreading that goop to make them stick together is only a bit tougher than mixing cement. Learn enough about bricks though, and you might just get to supervise other people doing it. Dirk now works from 3 to 6 p.m. starting immediately, and he brought home a total of 353 simoleons. Awesome. So, he does work tomorrow. He still needs that mechanical skill point, and now he also needs a creativity skill point. So he's on his way. I am actually going to very quickly, let's go into Dirk's bedroom downstairs. And I'm going to buy him something and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have bought Dirk a Professor Von Ball so that he can start saving for college. So we are going to initialize this with 20,000 simoleons. Initialize college fund for Dirk, projected cost of education 20,000. We're going to set the interest rate at 5%. And we are going to add to college fund in hundreds 300. Remember, he brought home 353 simoleons, so he's going to put, that's his money that he made with his part-time job, so he's going to put 300 simoleons away and save for college. Dirk is a fortune sim, and he also has a secondary aspiration of knowledge. He is going to want to go to college. That's something that he is definitely going to want to do, so we're going to start saving for that now. And actually, I'm going to have him get out of that silly work outfit, change into everyday, and then go grab a plate of food. And Darren is going to come greet Cassandra. He said hi to Dirk on his way out. And they immediately kiss on their own suck face. Oh, but he wants to be friends with Nina. I'm locking it in. I'm locking it in. Oh my god, Cassandra just fell in love with him. And he wants to flirt, so we are going to flirt with her. But he does want to be friends with Nina. He rolled it. You saw. He wants to help Dirk with homework. So he definitely needs to help Dirk with his homework because Dirk needs to keep his grades up, but also because Darren's lifetime want is to spend 100 hours teaching others, and this will help him with that. So Cassandra is moving on quickly. Go grab a plate of food after you finish hugging her romantically. Okay, they're just going straight to it. I mean, look at their relationship. 2 bolts, 100 over 99. 3 bolts, I'm sorry. 100 over 99. Oh my goodness. She's over Dawn, I guess. I mean, we did get her out of the red aspiration. She had gone into aspiration failure, and we were able to pull that up enough so that she was barely above 0 when we played the Goth household. So, you know, maybe that's why she's moving on. Dina, what are you talking about? You're talking to Amin about your dead husband? Amin, did you have a dead husband as well? I mean, Darren did. Darren's a widow. Dina's a widow. Okay, Dirk, you want to gain the skill points that you need for your job, and you also want to make out with Lilith, so let's call her over. She was already here. Hopefully by now, after getting sprayed with a skunk, she's gone home and taken a shower. I'm surprised that Darren hasn't rolled the wants for any of his guests. He didn't roll the wants to be friends with John or Brandy or anybody else. He is going to go talk to John, probably ask him his favorite color. I have found that custom interaction is actually quite common, that they do often ask each other about their favorite color. I may need to open up the mod folder and see if I can reduce that a little bit. 2 loves at once. Brandy, do you have 2 loves at once, or you're talking about Dina's 2 loves at once? Because Dina is in love with both Dawn and Mortimer. Look at the ladies up here just playing darts and chatting. Are you talking about photography? Brandy is a photographer's eye. That is one of her traits. She does like photography. Maybe when we play the Brokes, we'll have her go to the photo studio to take a family portrait, but I don't know that they'll have time, to be honest. Okay, so Dirk, you're watching TV, but is Lilith here yet? Just about. Okay, why don't we go and say hello to her. And their relationship is 95 over 83, and they're going steady. Oh, he's in love with her. They're in love with each other. That's so sweet. Look how happy she is. Aww. He wants to earn some money, gain a mechanical, and gain a creativity skill point. Darren is talking to Brandy, who is talking about her very first woohoo. Alright, so I do want Darren to help Dirk with his homework, but they have all these guests, so it's not even 7 yet. I think I'm gonna wait until tonight for that. So same thing with Dirk. I would love for him to work on his skill points, but while they have everybody here, Lilith being super playful. Bill's reminder, 844. They are nowhere close to that. She's gonna break the refrigerator, it looks like almost. Oh, Dirk, do you not like Cassandra? You don't know Cassandra. You want to kiss her? Why don't we... Where is Cassandra? Because you do not seem... You keep having pictures of her X'd out. Where is Cassandra? You need to go meet her. So why doesn't Dirk go introduce himself to Cassandra? I mean, he did see her on his way home from work, and, you know, his father was essentially making out with her in the yard. Yeah, see, Darren asked Brandy, what's your favorite color? And she said, I like pink. And Cassandra's like, you're a computer whiz. I heard you like computers, your dad was telling me. And he's like, yeah, computers are awesome. Alright, so hopefully he won't see her with an X over her face anymore. Maybe he'll get to know her a little bit and realize that she's not so bad. You know, she's not his mom, but she's not so bad. Uh-oh, what is going on over here? Who's getting in a fight? Oh, Angela and Lilith. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. I forgot that they were both here. What are you doing? Sleep? Darren, it's 8 o'clock. No, do not sleep. Your energy bar, you have plenty of energy. Come over here. Oh boy, we haven't even played the Pleasants yet and they've already gotten into a fight. And there's John Burb, that's their uncle. Lilith beat up Angela. Why don't you ask Angela to leave? Darren, who you are, yeah, say, you know what, Angela's welcome here. Dirk is dating her. Or Lilith is welcome here. Angela, why don't you just take a hike? Alright, don't go to sleep, Darren. Why do you keep trying to go to sleep? No. Alright, if you're getting that tired, go take a shower. Wake up a little bit. And then Dirk, you are up here painting all by yourself, so do you know what? Why don't you say goodbye to everybody? It seems like you guys are done having guests. It's 8:45 on a school night, so you know, let's just say goodbye to everybody. And you've got laundry. All right, we'll pick up the laundry when you're done, and then why don't you help Dirk with his homework? Dirk, why don't you get ready for that by coming downstairs? So all of our guests are leaving. Oh, can you not reach that? Well, I'll wait until you finish trying to pick it up. Pick it up later. Alright, so Dirk's coming downstairs, and Darren in his bunny slippers is gonna say, hey buddy, why don't we work on your homework? Maybe that's the kind of thing that Darlene used to do with Dirk, but now that Darren's a single father, he's gonna help Dirk with his homework. Darren in his bunny slippers to his fortune knowledge son, being like, this is how you write in your school notebook. Dirk, you have an A+ anyway, buddy. You're doing great. You're doing fine. Don't worry about it. And Dirk is almost done with his homework. There he is. He learned how to study. That is awesome. So now that he's learned how to study, he will do his homework faster. And it is 10:30 on a school night. So when he is done with that, I think I'm going to have him sleep in his pajamas. And Darren, you are... What do you want to do? Oh, you want to play with him? Never mind. Dirk, I'm going to cancel that out. When he's done being like, son, you've done a great job. And I'm going to have him play and tickle. What's their relationship? 50. They're friends. They're friends now. 50/41. Love it. Alright, Dirk, you can go to bed now. Darren, you want to stargaze. Ooh, I would love you to get abducted by aliens, but you need to focus on making some money and you are exhausted. So I'm actually going to send you to bed. So it was a very eventful day with all of your guests over. We made some moves on Cassandra. We made some moves on Lilith. Lilith got sprayed by a skunk. Dirk made some money for college. Darren did not make any money, but he did start his painting. What does it look like right now? Oh, it's already starting to look pretty. So this was the end of the first day with them. Thanks so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to catch the next episode.